you have a unique knowledge that you want to share with your employees, customers, or organization? One simple solution is to make a do-it-yourself educational video. Make a video? Now come on, you are already making videos. How about that iPhone in your pocket that has 1,000 pictures of your dinner plate at Luigi's and videos of your latest fishing trip? I bet you have a few pictures of that table lamp part that you needed to replace and show the guy at the hardware store. How about the time you sent a video to your brother-in-law on how to fix a leaky toilet? Sounds like you're already producing educational videos. Now, I'm not talking about trying to make a documentary or a viral video for TikTok. The key here is to share your knowledge, and you don't need a whole production crew. Make it simple. So, here are a few quick tips. It's all about the story. You need to collect your thoughts so you can tell your story. You can jump right in and start talking in front of the camera, but you may have to film it a couple of times before you get it right. Well, it's not really such a bad thing, but it can be very frustrating and time-consuming. Now me, my problem is I can talk for hours, and I can easily go off topic and lose my audience. The objective is to deliver your key content as quickly as possible. So I start off with a quick outline, and then I use that to write a script. This method takes more time to noodle through, but I get to work out all the bugs before I fire up the old camera. So overall, this method saves me time in the long run. Who is my audience? You want to develop an understanding of your audience's general skills and identify them. You don't want to make a tutorial full of advanced instructions and detailed, long-winded explanations if your viewers are just getting started. Again, keep it simple. What specific problem will this tutorial solve? Each video should help solve a single problem, just one. This allows you to keep the video focused to ensure the audience gets exactly what they came for. Now, if you have more subjects to cover, then you might want to consider making one or more videos to keep each one specifically focused. What will the audience be able to do after watching this? You need to define your objectives for this video. Think about what you want your audience to be able to do and not do without further training. Formats. So what format will you use? Talking head, full body, in the field, perhaps narration over the graphics. This is all part of the story, so think about it, and you may need to revisit your script to update it. Rule of thirds. To place your camera correctly, use the rule of thirds. Now, let me turn this grid on. In a talking headshot, bring the camera to eye level. The next thing is to consider is where you are inside the frame. This is called the rule of thirds. Basically, you want to make sure that the top of your head is at the top of the frame when you're shooting your videos. If you're doing an interview, you may want to locate the talent to the right or to the left. Well now, since you've had a chance to digest the more details of this story and figure out the type of shots you may want to, revisit your script and pencil in your shot list. Remember, the more detailed you film your video, the less you'll have to edit in post. Equipment. Do you need an expensive camera? If you got one, that's great. How about an action camera? Or maybe a cell phone? If you have the ability to program it for 4K, 30 feet per second, and the quality will be just great. The most important feature of your video is the audio. Bad audio is the quickest way to lose your audience. You can spend a lot of money on a shotgun mic or wireless microphone, but the next step down is a lav mic. In fact, I'm currently wearing an inexpensive lavalier mic that hooked up to my camera and recorded on the camera. But the microphone on an iPhone works pretty good as long as you're no more than arm's length away. You can handhold or use a tripod to film your video. The iPhone is remarkably good for minimizing that handheld camera jitters. But if you're all by yourself, you need to pick up a tripod. You can get one at Amazon for a very inexpensive amount of money, or you can prop up your camera on top of a table, pile of books, or anything like that. Lighting. You can spend some bucks on lighting, but in a pinch, use what you have. Table lamp, spotlight, and if you have access to a window, hey, natural lighting is free. But remember, before you film anything, set up your camera and check the lighting on your subject, especially if you're indoors. At a minimum, you will need to at least light up the front of the subject, which is called the key light. And if you're still having lighting issues, if you have other lights, you need to make some adjustments so you can see your subject or product with supplemental lighting. Editing. If you're a beginner, you can edit as you film. If you have an iPhone, you can actually really edit in your camera using an app called iMovie, and there's other things as well. You can purchase graphics, videos, and clips and audios. And if you're not into editing, then give it to someone that uses Adobe Premiere or hosts other type of editing programs. There are several services out there that you can actually outsource your video for editing, like Fiverr, and the list goes on and on. Legal. Needless to say, I am no attorney, but it's always best to ask permission when you're filming at a private location and with people who are not part of your team. Just a courtesy. Do not use copywritten video or audio. And there are many online services that sell audio and video with no copyright restrictions. There's plenty of them out there. And according to Google, if your use is for commercial purposes, for example, using a person's photo or video in advertisement, then you'll probably need to obtain a release. If your use is for informational purposes, such as a documentary film or news article, you may not need a release. Well, the best tip is to keep that camera always rolling so you don't miss out on the good old action. That's right. You can always cut out that bad stuff, so don't worry about filming. I hope these quick tips will get you moving forward and making your very own educational video. Well, this has been Brent Baird. Let me know if you have any questions or like more videos like this.